This is Radhika. I am going to give a video lecture on AC machines, and subject code is 18EE403C. So here today topic is second chapter, test on single phase transformers, and subject is open and short circuit test and related problems, and also we will discuss about the polarity test and subness test. So in last class we discussed about how to develop the equivalent circuit diagram of a transformer with all its parameters, and the simplified and approximate equivalent circuit. So uh, in this the significance of air gap is a non-magnetic part of a magnetic circuit. It is usually connected usually connected magnetically in series with the rest of the circuit. So that a large part of the magnetic flux flows through the gap. Depending on application, air gap may be filled with a non-magnetic material such as gas, water, vacuum, plastic, wood, etc. An air gap is a practically unavoidable part of any magnetic circuit in which there is a relative movement between different parts in generators, motors, and relays, etc. Due to increased reluctance of an air gap, the flux spreads into the surrounding medium, causing the flux fringing effect. It is generally an unwanted phenomenon. In transformers, air gap is usually avoided. The role of transformer is to deliver energy uh, from the primary winding to the secondary winding instantaneously without the need for energy storage. Any air gap in the magnetic core increases leakage inductance and stores additional energy which needs to be regularly transferred or dissipated. All these factors impact efficiency of energy transformation. The air gap lowers the total inductance of the primary winding and causes an increase in apparent power through the increase of magnetizing current. And in the equivalent circuit of the transformer is the equivalent circuit is useful to know the performance and behavior of a transformer. Using the equivalent circuit, the analysis of the transformer can be done by the direct application of electric circuit theory. The equivalent circuit of a transformer on load, the primary winding has a resistance of R1 and a leakage reactance of X1. The secondary winding has a resistance of R2 and a leakage reactance of X2. The parallel circuit consists of R0. X0 is the no load equivalent circuit of transformer. The resistance R0 represents the effect of core loss, means hysteresis and eddy current losses. The current IW passing through R0 and supplying the core losses. The reactance X0 is a loss-free coil through which magnetizing current I mu is passing. The vector sum of IW and I mu means working component and magnetizing component is the no load primary current I0. So the approximate or a simplified equivalent circuit of a transformer, no load current I0 is small means the 3 to 5% of full load rated current as compared to the rated primary current. Hence, voltage drops in R1 and X1 due to I naught is negligible. However, for the sake of simplicity, the parallel circuit consisting of R naught and X naught can be transferred towards the input terminal. The error introduced by doing so is very small and can be neglected. This circuit is called approximate or simplified equivalent circuit of transformer. The approximate equivalent circuit can further be simplified by transferring the voltage, current, and impedance to either primary side or secondary side. So, in this equivalent circuits refer to primary if all the secondary quantities are transferred to primary side, we get the equivalent circuit of a transformer referred to the primary. This circuit can further be simplified as when secondary quantities are referred to primary resistance or reactance or impedance are divided by K square, voltages are divided by K, and currents are multiplied by K. That we will get R2 dash is equal to R2 by K square, X2 dash is equal to X2 by K square, Z2 dash is equal to Z2 by K square. So that is V2 dash is equal to V2 by K, I2 dash is equal to K into I2, R01 is equal to R1 plus R2 dash. So X01 is equal to X1 plus X2 dash, Z01 is equal to R1 plus Jx01. And same as referred to secondary, if all the primary quantities are transferred to secondary side, we get the equivalent circuit of a transformer referred to secondary. The circuit can be further be simplified when primary quantities are referred to secondary. Resistance, reactance, and impedance are multiplied by K square. Voltages are multiplied by K, and currents are divided by K. R1 dash is equal to K square R1, X1 dash is equal to K square X1, Z1 dash is equal to K square Z1, V1 dash is equal to K V1. I1 dash is equal to I1 by K, R02 is equal to R2 plus R1 dash. So X02 is equal to X2 plus X1 dash. So Z02 is equal to R02 plus Z J of X02. So here in this the simplified and approximate equivalent circuits. So in this today we are going to discuss about the few tests that will be how to conduct the open circuit test, and how to conduct the short circuit test, and how to conduct the polarity test, and sumpness test. So determination of parameters of equivalent circuit of a transformer from OC and SC test. So in this, and also in this we are going to discuss about the how to solve problems on finding equivalent circuit parameters of a transformer from the results of OC open circuit and short circuit test. So in this test conducted on a transformer, the following are the various tests to be conducted on a transformer. That is the open circuit test, or short circuit test, Sumner's or back-to-back test, and polarity test. In this session, we discuss the OC and SC and Sumner's and polarity test. The performance characteristics of a transformer can be analyzed with the knowledge of equivalent circuit parameters. The various equivalent circuit parameters are R naught, X naught, R naught 1, X naught 1, R naught 2, and X naught 2. After knowing the equivalent circuit parameters, the efficiency and voltage regulation of a transformer can be calculated. The equivalent circuit parameters can be determined by conducting conducting two simple tests, namely open circuit test or no load test, and short circuit test or impedance test, and polarity test and Sumner test. These tests are very convenient as they provide required information without actually loading the transformer. So in this, first we go for open circuit test or no load test. So in this uh, this test is conducted to determine the shunt branch parameters of the equivalent circuit, core loss of the transformer, secondary or normally the HV winding is open, that means there is no load across secondary terminals, and hence there is no current in the secondary. So in this open circuit or no load test, this test is conducted to find the iron losses and no load current I naught, which is helpful in finding our parameters R naught and X naught of the transformer. In this test, secondary winding, usually high voltage winding, is left open circuited, and the normal voltage and frequency is applied to the primary winding or low voltage winding. A auto transformer is used for varying the voltage applied to the low voltage winding. An ammeter A, wattmeter W, and voltmeter V are connected in low voltage primary side to measure no load current I naught, no load input power W naught, and applied primary voltage V1. So in this test conducted to find the iron losses and no load current I naught, which is helpful to in finding the parameters R naught and X naught of the transformer. In this test, secondary winding, usually high voltage winding, is left open circuited, and the normal voltage and frequencies applied to the primary winding, means low voltage winding. A auto transformer is used for varying the voltage applied to the low voltage winding. An ammeter A, wattmeter W, and voltage V are connected in low voltage, means primary side, to measure no load current I naught, no load input power W naught, and applied primary voltage V1. So with the normal voltage applied to the primary, normal flux will set up in the core. Hence, normal iron losses will occur in the transformer since no load current I naught is very small, usually 2 to 10% of rated current. Copper losses in the primary are negligibly small, and as secondary is kept open, the copper losses in the secondary are zero. Uh, Hence, the wattmeter reading practically gives the iron losses under no load condition. The iron losses remains constant at all load. From the data obtained by this test, the various parameters such as R naught, X naught, the IW, and IMU can be calculated. With the normal voltage applied to the primary, normal flux will set up in the core. Hence, normal iron losses will occur in the transformer. Since no load current I naught is very small, usually 2 to 10% of rated current, copper losses in the primary are negligibly small and as secondary is kept open, the copper losses in the secondary is 0, that is I2 is equal to 0. Hence, the wattmeter reading practically gives the iron losses under no load condition. The iron losses remains constant at all load. The equivalent circuit of a transformer on load, no load. So, from the data obtained by this test, the various parameters such as R0, X0, IW, I mu can be calculated. So, in this circuit, uh, open circuit or no load test, this is the circuit diagram for open circuit or no load test. So in this wattmeter, ammeter and voltmeter used to measure the power, current and voltage. So in this on no load, the current is the in the winding is very small, hence the winding losses or copper losses are negligible. The source mainly supplies the core losses. P core is equal to test is done at the rated voltage with the secondary open, that is HV winding. So the ammeter reads the no load current I0, the wattmeter reads the core losses W0, and the voltmeter reading is applied primary voltage V1. So in this open circuit or no load test, this is the core loss resistance and ideal transformer. In this it has the magnetizing reactance. This is the equivalent circuit of uh, open circuit, and in this the wattmeter reading is wattmeter is reading uh, power in open circuit or power in core, that is equal to W0, and hence R naught is LV side is equal to V square of LV side by power in open circuit. So in this open circuit or no load circuit, once R naught LV is known, X naught can be found as follows: IW is equal to VLV low side by R naught LV. But ammeter reading is equal to I naught, and therefore I mu LV is equal to I naught minus IW LV side. Uh, Vectorly, X naught is equal to V into LV side by I mu into LV side. So here in this wattmeter reading means from the data obtained by this test, the various parameters such as R naught, X naught, IW, IMU can be calculated. Wattmeter reading is equal to iron loss, that is W naught is equal to no load input power. Voltmeter reading is equal to applied primary voltage V1. Ammeter reading no load primary current I naught. No load input power W naught is equal to V1 I naught cos pi naught. Wattless component of no load current IW is equal to I naught cos pi naught. So magnetizing component of no load current I mu is equal to I naught sin pi naught, that is equal to under root of I naught square minus IW square. So equivalent circuit parameters R naught is equal to V1 by IW and X naught is equal to V1 by I mu. Here the note is the open circuit test is always made on low voltage winding of the transformer. If the measurement is made on high voltage side, the applied voltage would be inconveniently large and the current I0 would be inconveniently smaller. Open circuit test on either side gives the same iron losses, but the metering is easy on low voltage side. So next we go for discussion about the short circuit test. So in this short circuit test, this test is conducted determine the series branch parameters of the equivalent circuit of the transformer. So here copper losses of the transformer, regulation of the transformer, the low voltage side of the transformer is to be short circuited by a thick conductor. Uh, the conductor. So and meter are placed on the high voltage side. So this is the diagram for short circuit test, and in this test is conducted to find the full load copper losses, and equivalent resistance R naught 1 for R naught 2 and equivalent reactance X naught 1 or X naught 2 referred to metering side. In this test, secondary winding, usually low voltage side, is short circuited by a thick wire or strip, and variable low voltage is applied to primary winding. High voltage side, the low voltage is applied to the primary with the help of auto transformer. An ammeter A, wattmeter W and voltmeter V are connected in the high voltage primary side to measure short circuit current ISC, input power WSC, and applied primary voltage PSC. The applied voltage to the primary is gradually increased till the voltage VSC, at which full load current ISC flows through the primary. Since the applied voltage is very small, usually 5 to 10% of rated primary voltage. So the flux is very small, and therefore iron losses are negligibly small. Hence, the wattmeter reading practically gives the full load copper losses. The equivalent circuit of a transformer on short circuit as referred to the primary. So, in short circuit test, it will be conducted to find the full load copper losses and equivalent resistance R naught 1 or R naught 2 and equivalent reactance X naught 1 or X naught 2 refer to metering side. In this test, secondary winding, usually low voltage side, is short circuited by a thick wire or strip, and variable low voltage is applied to the primary winding high voltage side. So the low voltage is applied to the primary with the help of a auto transformer. An ammeter A, wattmeter W and voltmeter V are connected in the high voltage primary side to measure short circuit current ISC, input power WSC and applied primary voltage VSC. The applied voltage to the primary is gradually increased till the voltage VSC, at which full load current ISC flows through the primary. Since the applied voltage is very small, usually 5 to 10% of rated primary voltage. So the flux is very small, and therefore iron losses are negligibly small. Hence, the wattmeter reading practically gives the full load copper loss. So it shows the equivalent circuit of a transformer on short circuit as referred to primary. This is the diagram for the short circuit test, and in this secondary or normally the LV winding is shorted. The EMF induced is the secondary utilized to circulated. The current is the secondary terminal voltage is 0, and this test is done by giving reduced voltage 5% of rated voltage, rated current in the winding. Wattmeter reads copper copper losses, and voltmeter reads that primary voltage. So in this core losses are negligible as the applied voltage is rated voltage, that is R equivalent is equal to under root of power short circuit power by I short circuit current square, but Z equivalent in HV side is equal to V voltage in short circuit HV side by short circuit current, and hence X equivalent in HV side can be obtained. So this is the equivalent circuit of the short circuit test, approximate equivalent circuit on short circuit. So in this circuit, from the data obtained by this test, the various parameters such as R01, X01, Z01 can be calculated as follows. Wattmeter reading, full load copper losses, that is WSC. Voltmeter reading, applied primary voltage, VSC. Ammeter reading, full load primary current is ISC, and full load copper losses, WS is equal to ISC square. R01, equivalent resistance referred to primary, that is R01 is equal to WSC by ISC square. Equivalent impedance referred to primary, that Z01 is equal to VSC by ISC. Equivalent resistance referred to primary, X01 is equal to under root of Z01 square minus R01 square. So short circuit power factor cos pi is equal to W short circuit power by short circuit voltage into short circuit current. Short circuit test will give full load copper losses at a full load current of ISC. If the current value is either than full load current ISC, the copper losses for that current is I full load by I short circuit in WSC. The short circuit test is always made on high voltage winding of the transformer. If the measurement is made on low voltage side, the applied voltage needed would be inconveniently low, and the current would be inconveniently large. So this is the short circuit test. This is the short circuit test, and in this based on open circuit and short circuit test, we have the few problems. So before going to that, we are going to another two test of polarity test and sumpness test. So in this testing of transformers, different types of tests have been conducted on a transformer uh, to know different parameters. For example, in open circuit and short circuit test, voltage, current and power are measured, from which the equivalent circuit parameters can be calculated. So after knowing the equivalent circuit parameters, the efficiency and voltage regulation can be calculated. For reliability of supply and greater flexibility, the transformers are connected in parallel. But before proceeding to parallel operation of transformers, it is need to conduct a simple test known as polarity test to know the similar polarity ends on the two winding, primary and secondary, of the transformer. So in polarity test, each transformer should be tested in order to verify the polarity of the current transformer. We perform this test to check the polarity of a current transformer. So such that we connect a DC battery to the primary almost 12 volts DC and we connect an ammeter to the secondary winding, a low voltage battery is used to energize the primary winding. On closing the push button, the DC ammeter should give a positive flick and it open a negative flick. So this is the diagram for polarity test. So in this polarity test, this test is conducted to know the similar polarity ends of a two winding transformer. The two primary transformers of a single phase transformer are alternatively positive and negative. It means on the primary side of a single phase transformer, one terminal is positive with respect to the other terminal at any instant. Likewise, one terminal of the secondary winding is positive with respect to the other terminal when two transformers are to be connected in parallel. It is essential that terminals which have similar polarity are connected together. Hence, the relative polarities of the primary and secondary terminals must be known. Similar polarity terminals of the two windings of a transformer are those terminals that acquire simultaneous positive or negative polarity because of EMFs induced in them. So, this polarity test is conducted to know the similar polarity ends of a two winding transformer. The two primary terminals of a single phase transformer, the alternatively positive and negative. It means on the primary side of a single phase transformer, one terminal is positive with respect to the other terminal at any instant. Likewise, one terminal of the secondary winding is positive with respect to the other terminals. When two transformers are to be connected in parallel, it is essential that terminals which have similar polarity are connected together. Hence, the relative polarities of the primary and secondary terminals must be known. Similar polarity terminals of the two windings of a transformer are those terminals that acquire simultaneous positive or negative polarity because of the EMFs induced in them. So, in determining the relative polarity of the two windings, the high voltage terminals are marked as A1 and A2, A1 and capital A1 and capital A2, and they are marked as plus and minus as shown in the diagram. So now terminal capital A1 is connected to one terminal of the low voltage LV winding, and a voltage is connected between capital A2 and other terminal of low voltage winding. So it means that two windings are connected in series across a voltmeter. The high voltage winding is excited by a suitable value of AC voltage. Let E1 and E2 be the EMFs induced on HV, high voltage and low voltage sides respectively. If the voltmeter reading is equal to E1 and minus E2, then LV winding terminal connected to A1 is positive and is marked as small a1. The LV winding terminal connected to capital A1 through the voltmeter is negative and marked as small a2. Small a2. So, the if the voltmeter reading is equal to E1 plus E2, then LV winding terminal connected to A1, capital A1 is negative and is marked as small a2. The LV winding terminal connected to a capital A2 through voltmeter is positive and marked as small a1. The marking capital A1, capital A2 on high voltage side and small a1 and small a2 on LV side indicates that when a1 is positive with respect to a capital A2, small a1 will be positive with respect to small a2 at that instant. In other words, if the instantaneous EMF directed from a1 to capital A2 in high voltage winding, it is directed from a1 small a1 to small a2 in LV winding at the same instant. When the voltmeter reads the difference E1 and E1 minus E2, the transformer is said to possess a subtractive polarity, and when the voltmeter reads E1 plus E2, the transformer has additive polarity. So here next test is the Sumner's or back to back test. As you can observe in this diagram, uh, so in this sometimes it is necessary to conduct load test on a transformer to determine the maximum temperature rise. A small transformer can be put on full load by means of water loads or lamp loads. But for large transformers, full load test is difficult because a considerable amount of energy is wasted. A Sumner's test is very convenient to put large transformers on full load without much wastage of energy. This test can also be used for determining the efficiency of a transformer. The circuit diagram for performing Sumner's test. This test is required to identical transformers of T1 and T2. The primary windings of two transformers are connected in parallel across AC supply of rated voltage and frequency. The secondary winding are connected together so that their potentials are in opposition to each other. When the two secondaries are connected in opposition, the two secondary EMFs oppose each other and no current can flow in the secondary circuit. In order to flow some current in secondary winding, the regulating transformer is used, which is excited by AC supply mains. The regulating transformer can be adjusted to a current till the ammeter A2 reads the full load secondary current. Uh, the wattmeter W1 indicates the total core losses. Wattmeter W2 indicates the total full load copper losses of both the transformers. An ammeter A1 indicates the total no load current of the two transformers. An ammeter A1 indicates the total no load current of the two transformers. Thus, by this indirect method, the two transformers can be loaded fully. The power required to conduct this test is equal to that required for the losses only. When the iron losses and copper losses are known, the efficiency can be calculated. The test can be continued for sufficiently long time for determination maximum temperature rise and the behavior of the transformer at that particular temperatures. So in Sampna's test or back to back or regenerative test has a few advantages and disadvantages of Sampna's test. So in this, few are the advantages that are the power required to conduct this test is small. The transformers are tested under full load condition. The iron losses and full load copper losses can be measured simultaneously, uh, and by adjusting the secondary current to any value. The copper losses at full load or at any load can be found. The temperature rise can be calculated. So and also it has the few disadvantages that are it requires two identical transformers, and it requires additional transformers called uh, regulating transformer. So this is the about Sampner's test. So in this uh, we have a few example problems related to OC and SC test. So here a 20 kVA 2500 by 250 volts 50 hertz single phase transformer has the following test results, that is OC test LV side is 250 volts 1.4 amperes and 105 watt. SC test is HV side 104 volts 8 amperes to 320 watts. Calculate the parameters of the approximate equivalent circuit referred to the low voltage side and high voltage side of the transformer. Also draw the circuit. So in this problem they given data is kVA kilovolt ampere is 20 and V2 is 250 volts and I naught is 1.4 amperes and W naught is 105 watt, and short circuit voltage is 104 volts and short circuit current is 8 amperes, and short circuit power is equal to 320 watts. So in this we can calculate it as equivalent circuit LV side and equivalent circuit HV side. So in this the solution is, first we can find out the power factor cos pi naught is equal to W naught by V2 I naught, that is equal to 0.3 lag, and from this pi naught is equal to cos inverse of 0.3, that is 72.5, and IW working component is I naught cos pi naught, so that is equal to 1.4 into 0.3 is equal to 0.42, and I mu is equal to magnetizing component is equal to I naught sin pi naught, so that is equal to 1.4 into 0.953 is equal to 1.335 amperes. So R naught in LV side is equal to V open circuit voltage by IW, that is equal to 250 by 0.42 is equal to 595.24 ohm, and also X naught in LV side is equal to uh, VOC by IW, that is equal to 250 by 1.335, that is equal to 87.27. So from SC test, short circuit current IS is equal to 8 amperes, full load copper losses WS is equal to ISC square R naught 1 in HV side. So in that is 320 is equal to 8 square into R naught 1 in HV side, that is R naught 1 HV side is equal to 320 by 8 square, that is 5 ohm. Total impedance referred to primary Z01 HV side is equal to VSC by ISC, so that is equal to 104 by 8, that is equal to 13 ohm. So total reactance referred to HV side, that is X01 in HV side is equal to under root of Z1 Z01 square minus R01 square, that is 13 square minus 5 square, that is equal to 12 ohm. Total resistance and reactance referred to LV side R naught 2 LV is equal to K square R naught 1 in HV side, that is equal to 0.1 square into 5, that is equal to 0.05 ohm. And also X naught 2 LV side is equal to K square into X naught 1 HV side is equal to 0.1 square into 12, that is equal to 0.12 ohm. So all the equivalent circuit parameters referred to HV side are given below. R uh, R output R naught is equal to in HV side, that is equal to R naught LV side by K square, that is equal to 595.24 by zero point 0.1 square, that is equal to 59,524 ohm. And X naught HV side is equal to X naught LV side by K square, that is equal to 187.27 by zero point 0.1 square, that is 18,727 ohm. R naught 1 HV side is equal to 5 ohm and X naught 1 HV side is equal to 12 ohm. So this is the equivalent circuit referred to HV side. In HV side, that is working component and magnetizing component, and X1 and R1. So this is the in primary side. So all the equivalent circuit parameters referred to the LV side are given below. R naught LV side is equal to 595.24, X naught LV side is equal to 187.27, the R naught 2 LV side is equal to 0.05 ohm, and X naught 2 LV side is equal to 0.12 ohm. So this is the equivalent circuit referred to LV side. Okay. So next we go for another problem, another example. A 30 kilo kVA 6000 by 230 volts 50 heads single phase transformer has resistance of 10 ohm and 0.016 ohm respectively. The reactance of the transformer referred to the primary is 34 ohm. Calculate the primary voltage required to circulate full load current when the secondary is short circuited. What is its power factor on short circuit? So in this turns ratio 6000 by 230, and R1 is equal to 10 ohms, R2 is equal to 0.016 ohm, X naught 1 is equal to 34 ohm, and K is equal to 230 by 6000, that is 0.038, and rating is 30 kVA. So we can calculate it, short circuit voltage and short circuit power factor. So in this this is the diagram for short circuit, approximate equivalent circuit on short circuit. So here equivalent resistance referred to primary, that R naught 1 is equal to R1 plus R2 by K square, that is equal to 10 plus 0.016 by 0.038 square, so that is 21.08 ohm. And total impedance referred to primary, Z naught 1 is equal to R naught 1 plus J of X naught 1, that is equal to 21.08 plus J of 34, that is equal to 40 angle of 58.2 degrees. So full load primary current I1 is equal to VA rating by E1 is equal to 30,000 by 6,000, that is 5 amperes. And primary voltage when secondary short circuited, VSC is equal to I1 Z01, that is equal to 5 into 40 angle of 58.20 degrees. After calculation of that one, that is 200 angle of 58.2 degrees volts. Short circuit power factor is cos 58.2 degrees, that is 0.526869 lakh. So these are the two problems of the relating to short circuit and open circuit test. And today we discussed about finding the parameters, both shunt and series, of the equivalent circuit and hence the terminal voltage at any load of the transformer from the results of OC and SC test. And also we discussed today about OC test on transformer, SC test on transformer, and equivalent circuit of transformer and efficiency from OC and SC test, regulation of transformer from OC and SC test. So here we have the few quiz questions, and also we have the few frequently asked questions. So this is the today's class, and we go for another class.